Make sure there's no sound. I think you guys should be able to hear me. Hey, everyone. Test, test, test. Oh, yeah. I can hear myself. Just making sure. Hey, Quindy. Oh, I'm really bright today. Also, whenever I was, hey, green users, how's it going? Whenever I was making TikTok videos and Instagram videos earlier, I moved the camera, and I like this a little bit better since I guess, I don't know. I don't know if I like it more or not. If the camera is like if you can see the desk or not. So I just have them barely off frame here. And it's a little bit elevated on the camera. How's it going, everybody? Happy Friday, Chaos Queen and Dogfather. Since you guys are using two different accounts, Dogfather and Chaos Queen, do you guys just watch in different rooms, or are you in the same room and use your phones? Or I don't know, do you watch it on TV, or I don't know. I don't know the specifics. Hey, Rogert. Pendrake. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Gotta make sure. I gotta swap the these little things that we use. This one's broken. So the little battery pack, the hinges are broken on this one. It still works. It's just the hinges, so I gotta tape them closed. This is what I use for my ears to hear. Different rooms due to work. That's fun. Home offices. I mean, must be nice to have two offices in your house, huh? Must be nice. Let's see. What's happening for me this week? I did a big homeschool tour this week. It was really good. The kids were super attentive, and the adults were really great as well. Like, it's really, there's a bunch of different dynamics. Where it's how do I explain it? Like, the parents want to bring the kids on the homeschool tour, to do something interesting and to go tour a facility and, just to do a tour as like a trip, as they might learn something or something like that. But, a lot of the parents aren't super interested in miniatures or D&D, or they don't really know. And some of the kids are, because obviously it's really popular right now, for the younger kids. And I've had some homeschool tours in the past where the parents would bring the kids to the tour, and then they would leave like one or two parents with all of the kids, and then all the rest of the parents would go out to lunch or something while I'm doing the tour, and then they would come and pick up their kids after in the game store once the tour was done and stuff. But this particular tour this week, all the parents seemed super interested. All the kids were honestly really well behaved. So some of the times when you do these homeschool tours, there's a lot of different age ranges from 8 to 16. It's a big spread. And so some of the littler ones have a hard time paying attention for long periods of time, or if they're not super interested, they fidget and things like that. But it was overall really, really great tour. Pendrake, yeah. Your brother homeschooled his 3 kids, and I think I've talked about this before, but I've been getting a lot of homeschool tours recently. And what I asked the people that were on this tour on Wednesday about, or Thursday, yesterday. Did you guys hear about us from another group, or did somebody else talk about the tour on any of your forums or Discords or Facebook groups or Twitter, or how'd you see it? And they confirmed my suspicion is that another group, one of the other groups that came and did a tour, they posted and said that it was a good experience and that the kids loved it and all that stuff. So then they reached out to me, yada, yada, yada. Is Janae here? Mr. Janae, are you listening? And I saw green users are here too, but they probably just have us, on in the background. You're just listening to me. But whenever I give the tours, I always talk about traditional sculpting and digital sculpting, and I always use the green users as the example for traditional sculpting. And I think work, work, work. That's right. And Kevin recently just gave me a green that was hanging around the office that I can't remember what it's for. I think he said it was for Paizo, but I'm going to start using it on the tours to demonstrate or show off what the tours are, or what green stuff is. Because a lot of the times when I talk about green stuff or whenever I show the sculpting and stuff around the factory, there's just not greens laying around, either because they've been used and they've been given back to the artist, or they're locked away, so they're just not easily accessible. Plus, I don't want to be handling them and dropping them during the tours and handing them to people and things like that. So I don't do that. But I recently got one that I'll be able to show. Hey, Mighty Lancer. How's it going? I've been enjoying all of your social media posts recently. I mean, I always have, but I feel like you guys really ramped up the social media posts as of the past year or so. I feel like it's been nonstop, which is good. And thank you for participating in the Reaper Challenge League. So I know you guys have been busting out a lot of stuff, especially Mrs. MLG. Also, it was really funny on the tour yesterday. One of the kids, I think he was about 10 years old, we were all in Ron's office and we were talking and showing off Ron's office and everything. And one of the kids asked Ron about making a coibra, because he was asking about if we had a coibra, and Ron was like, "What's a coibra?" And so we looked up a picture of it, and I think I saw the little twinkle in Ron's eye. Saw a little twinkle about he might, you guys might be seeing a coibra in the near future for maybe some sculpt in a future project or something. Because I was like, "Oh, that looks really cool, Ron," and he's like, "I know." So. So one of the kids might have influenced Ron to make a future project, future sculpt of a coibra. And when the kid was explaining it, because I've never heard of a coibra before, but you can kind of guess it's like a koi fish and a cobra. But I was like, well, how would that kind of go together? And what I was picturing in my mind was not what they showed me. I really enjoyed what they showed me. Let's see if I can find it actually. Let me do some Google foo here. I don't know how it's spelled. Coibra. Yep. I mean, obviously it's probably a pretty well-known thing, but obviously for me, I didn't know. Let's see. There it is. This thing. This bad boy. Let me pull up chat so I can still see. Hey, Coconauer, how's it going? But yeah, I think this thing would be super cool. I really like its textures, and I mean the paint job really does it as well for me to sell the koi part of it. I like its little mustachy kind of, whiskers, tentacle, like a koi fish. And it's kind of like, obviously a koi fish and a cobra don't have these legs, but it's still badass. It's kind of like a lion-y, dragon-y, and I kind of like that the tail has the koi fins as well. I think this is just a cool piece. Yeah, this thing it is kind of cute in its own way. It is kind of cute. Something that's going on today is one of the people that we kind of watch is Steve Sketches. He's doing his sketchathon that started today. There's I don't know how many minutes left. Oh, 0 seconds left. So he's gonna keep he's gonna keep doodling, but it's $2 per minute. So he's doing his sketchathon today, and all of the stuff that he sketches today, he's gonna add into like a big collage. And so he started, I don't know how many hours ago, 5 hours ago. So he's been doodling for 5 hours. And when you donate, you get to, kind of ask what you want to be doodled. So like this person, you see right here, Seven Seal Ursa said a frost troll an hour ago. And so he has a queue that he's gonna be going through. But he's doing some sweet. I like this little guy. Look at him. Is this like a cat detective? That's so cute. So I'm gonna probably be watching him for the rest of like the night for me after stream and stuff. Sketchathon's been pretty cool. Oh, you rated him earlier. Thanks, Quindy. I was making molds this morning, so I've been very kind of all over the place this morning. Let's go back to chat here. So yeah. Making a lot of good progress on Bone 6 stuff for us. I know that I can't really give much of an update. I don't know if there's an update today, but on my end, I am still waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, let's say 8 to 10 molds that I'm waiting on for Bone 6. So that is the like for me for masters. I'm waiting on the masters for those. But we started production on the gnolls, the Hellborn, the pirates, the men-at-arms. So we've started a lot of production here on our end. I know the lizard folk as well, 3D printing. There's another one. The lizard folk and the goblins, Scarneck goblins, are going to be done in 3D print, so they started those. So that's very exciting. I know a lot of people have been probably wondering about a ReaperCon update. Last Thursday, we talked about the dates and how it was kind of soft until the contract was supposed to be signed. And the contract came to us on Friday, last Friday, so a week ago. And it turns out that it was missing a year. So the contract was supposed to be for 2024, 2025. It was missing the 2025 part. So it got sent back, and obviously they're going to be adding that, and it hasn't come back since then. So we're kind of waiting for that to come back now. But it's happening. But so now you guys know it's going to be a 2024, 2025 contract. So that's kind of where we are at right now. We were missing the second year on the contract, and so now we're waiting on that. Anybody else have any exciting plans this weekend? So we're going to look through Facebook, and then we're going to look through the Discord at some completed paint jobs and stuff, just to look around. If anybody else wants me to like watch anything, like a trailer, or if you guys want me to look at something specific, let me know. I don't know if there's anything like, I haven't kept up with a lot of like current, like what's going on. I know that the Avatar: The Last Airbender TV show comes out soon. I've just been haven't been paying attention to that stuff recently. But yeah. Did Janae say he was here? Let me see if he's here. I don't know. I have to send him an email anyway. Oh, he's here, but he might be listening or working or have me on mute. What about the new Dune? When does the new Dune come out, Albevison? I've seen that they started doing their news cycle, so they've been going on talk shows and late night shows. But I haven't actually watched a trailer. 3/1, March 1st. I'll go watch it for sure. I mean, I liked the first movie. I never read the books or anything. I never knew any of the lore or anything about the Dune books before watching the first movie, but I'm intrigued. Like the world building is really good. I liked the sense of scale in the first one. Is what I really enjoyed about it. Yeah, the first movie feels very grand. Is what it feels like. It feels very like a space epic. Like all the ships are gigantic, the monsters are big. It is kind of a long movie, but sometimes you need that for like exposition and showing a lot of story and things like that. So Andy Cowley, the books are great, are they? That's what Alvivason said as well. Human computers, I do like. Don't they have a specific name? But when it's like the general where his eyes rolls back in his head, and they can compute things. I also like the idea of this is. I hope I'm not spoiling anything, but the idea of the Bene Gesserit, I like that about them kind of controlling things like that. Mentat, there you go. That's what they are called. Somebody asked about a Reaper Challenge League update. I don't know what I would need as an update, but if you guys want to talk about a pop-up challenge, we can do a pop-up challenge if you want. I know that the submissions have been going really well, and one person has submitted they bought a $10 certificate, and so I went through that process with them, and it went really well, really smooth, really fast, and I think it worked out pretty great on that end, because now I don't have to manually go in and minus the points, your Reaper Challenge League points that you accrue. Before, you would have to request to use your points, and then I would have to remove them manually and then give you the gift card. Now I can just take the item that you purchased. So you spend your points to purchase an item, and then I take that item and turn it into the gift card, and then I remove that from your items. So it's really easy on that end. Yes, RCL, next quarterly mini. So the next quarterly mini will be announced on Monday, and it's probably not going to be a quarterly thing. I'm just going to make it like a 90-day challenge, 90-day contest. I think renaming it that way will be a lot better, just in case things get out of whack, and it'll help with the quarterly thing. So it's going to be slightly renamed, but generally the same for the 90-day contest or whatever. But yeah, I'll try to think of a witty name over the weekend. Mm-hmm. Yes, but yeah, that's why I was confused, is that the quarterly contest is not a part of the RCL. It used to be, but I removed that category. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe not doing it towards the end of the year, because a lot of people don't. I've noticed a trend is that a lot of the times towards the end of the year, a lot of people don't participate in the quarterly contest, and the RCL submissions slow down a little bit. And I think it's because a lot of people are taking vacation and spending time with family, and there's a lot of holidays and things like that towards the end of the year. So I think that obviously naturally that's going to have a little bit of a decrease. So could possibly transition to something else to focus on towards that time, like painting minis for others. And I know that's a category I do for the Reaper Challenge League. And this is between us, chat. I've been talking for years in the meetings and stuff about the Christmas minis, the 12 days of Reaper. You guys know a long time ago, the 12 days started on like the 14th or the 12th, and then it would last for 12 days, right? And it would only last for those 12 days. And they used to be, you had to order on that day to get that mini. And then the next day it was a different mini, and you had to order on that day to get that mini. And it was just, I know that was a really big pain point for a lot of people, because sometimes you want all 12, sometimes you want maybe 3 of them. You have to order 3 different days on those days. And that's why we transitioned to there's a 12-day period, but each day you get to choose one of the 12, or, in multiples as well. So if you spend $80, you get to choose 2. So that way it was just really conducive. But the issue now is that we started really early in December. So a lot of the times people want those models to paint them to give to their family or to give to their friends, or their, as gifts. And also just to paint them in December or for the Christmas time, like as ornaments or things like that. So I would like to start it a month earlier, so that way people have time to be able to get them in the mail and have time to paint them and things like that. That's my hope, and that's what I want. But you can't always get what you want. But I think that's logical to me, is that to offer it earlier so people have time to get it for the Christmas time. Kato Gato. We've been talking about Christmas in July for years, because I know a lot of people will like to order in the, it's not, it, like, during the Christmas time, sometimes it's really cold in places that want to order paint, and you can't order paint. If it freezes, it becomes ruined. So likely in July, those places are hot enough to be able to order paint. And so I've been wanting to do a Christmas in July for years. It's just a matter of timing and getting everybody on the same page. And there's always ReaperCon going on, and it's the summertime, so there's conventions, and we have to make stuff for conventions and send things out to people for con support, and there's all that stuff. But I'll now that the Hot Rod Santa and the Christmas Rocky got delayed because they showed up halfway through Christmas this year, there might be a promotion in July that has a Hot Rod Santa and a Christmas Rocky in it. So that might be a thing. Oh, hold on, let me scoot over so I can see the rest of this message. Modeler web of the competition painting contest for almost 50 years. Thanks, Gary. Gary, did you used to work at Reaper by chance? There's a story about a Gary that used to work here. You guys need to figure out an insulated packing for paint. That might be something worth looking at, because then we could have an option on the website to where when people order, if they're going to be going to a cold place, they might be able to click a check mark, and that will maybe add a $2 or add an upcharge to add insulated packing for your paint. That might be an option. Oh man, I gotta do some research on that. But I'm sure it has to be an option, right? Maybe. I'll add that to my notes, Pendrake. That is a really good idea, though. Even though, oh, I was checking an email. I got an email. All right. Let's look at some paint jobs. We did some talking for 20 minutes or so. Let's see. Let me I still want to have chat up over in the corner. There we go. There's Yefima, the Cloud Giantess, from Joe Rathbun. Ah. 9 cents change. You can always use me as a test subject on the installation. Oh, let's see. I wish I could get rid of this. There's no way for me to get rid of this. That's super annoying. Because now my body's in the way of some of this stuff. Let me lean as far as I can over. There we go. Who is this? Oh, it's Jimmy. So I'm gonna start doing a new thing, probably. Not a new thing. It's just something I want to do more of. Is saving a bunch of these pictures that we do weekly, that I see weekly, and doing like a Instagram reel, TikTok kind of coverage of those weeks, kind of community highlight, spotlight type situations. So the stuff that people post on the Discord and the forums, on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X, Facebook, and things like that, like Jimmy here. So like if I could do this, and then save it inside of a Google Drive. Let me get to the folder first so I can. I had a folder somewhere. Oh, here it is. There we go. Sorry. Now that I have it like targeted, it should be fine. I like the silver hair. That's something new. Yeah, YouTube Reels. Yeah, Kodiak. That's my plan. Is I want to do something like that where I can take these photos that people have painted and kind of highlight them each week. I really wish that this was not here. Like there should be an option to collapse it, but there's not. Anne Marie Walton. She does a lot of painting and stuff on the Facebook page. This is the kind of the warrior mouseling. I think Anne's painting this. This is the ReaperCon last year. Adventure mouseling. Dungeoneer. The skeletal drunken pirates. Mix. These are always fun with the cloth and the bone. Shout out to Anne Marie. I really like this mouseling. This one was really fun. This was kind of one of the first. Oh, did my laptop freeze? Yeah, I think my laptop froze. Here we go again. I need to get a new laptop. That makes me really sad. So this still works. She's painting the one with the lantern, not the torch. This was 2 years ago. So the one with the lantern was from last year. Yeah. My internet on my laptop has died. That's sad. Let me refresh it and see if that did anything. Nope. Did not do it. It's still frozen. That means I'm going to have to reload my laptop. All right, while I reload that, let's talk about something else. There we go. What can we talk about? I talked about the hotel for ReaperCon. I got sent the vendor layout for ReaperCon 2024 this coming year. Looks good. The layout last year was okay. We just had some last minute additions that kind of threw off the math a little bit, but the layout was really good last year. We changed it up a little bit, but I liked it last year. We got some more 3D printers in. I know that was another thing. We purchased more. I think we're up to 7 machines now. So we are up to 7 machines. But yeah, up to 7, which is really good for production wise. Now we've been talking about going into like a 3-shift format for those, because what happens is when you come in, let's say you come in the morning, the print that you started when you left work the previous day is obviously completed because it had all night to complete. And so you flip it. You take all those out and you start the next cycle. It takes anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, 4 to 8 hours, depending on the size of the model and the layout and all that stuff. So you normally have a flip towards like right after lunch. So when you flip it, by the time you're about to leave for work, you can flip it one more time, but we might need somebody to come in like at night, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, just to flip it. And then that way we can get 3 cycles in a day instead of just the 2. Race funds for my new laptop? No, we just need to get it. This one's a few years old now. And by a few years, I mean quite a bit, 5 or so. It's been quite a while. But I should be able to be right back with where I was at. So let me see. Let's see here. But yeah. Perfect. All right, I'm back, kind of. Let me, there we go. Now I got to, I'm sorry. Sorry, chat. I know staring at chat is a little boring, but I'm just making sure that everything is up and running again. Here we go. Let me check. It's probably gonna, nope, there we go. Perfect. There's the FMO where we were. Scott Nicholson working on the Night Watchman. This is the new guy that just came out. This guy right here. Ah, threats detected. Yeah, this guy with his little kind of bugle horn, his halberd. I kind of like the. Yeah, I mean, you can see that the slight OSL on his hood, right here, and then go towards the pointy part of the halberd. There's a slight yellow speck right there. Yeah, I'm really excited for this model. This model's really good. Storytelling, good NPC. You always need that like nice Watchman. Not a Reaper model. There's Jimmy's Mermaid. We skipped that already. Mouseling. Also, if you guys haven't seen the front page, we showed this guy off last week, but this is the Wolf in Sheep's Clothing miniature painted by Daryl. And Ron told us that the eyes have like blood and stuff coming out of them, so you can see the slight red coming out of the eyes right there. I also like the tentacles, the eyes. The eye stalks are really cool. And if you didn't see, there's like teeth on the back side, kind of like one of these bad boys. There's a video I made earlier. The brain in the jar. This model is always very cool because of the clear kind of plastic that encases the brain. This is always a fun, neat one to have if you're trying to do some kind of mad alchemist, steampunky alchemy type character that is experimenting with parts and stuff, and you have these little brain jars walking around. Casper working on the Bugbear Warrior. I tried giving this guy a few sessions on his back while trying out a new skin theme. Yeah, you normally don't see a lot of dark-skinned bugbears, I guess. Really? I also like that he has like silver fur. White fur. Excellent basing. Making sure that the thing's not frozen. The Arbalist. The Bones Black Arbalist by Mark. And the rest of the kind of henchmen with the 10-foot pole. And the Bombardier. I like that they're all kind of similar color schemes, especially with the mix matching, because like, with the shield being blue, the undervest being blue, his pants being blue. They're like each different section. Mixes of orange and blues. And then we have the Anthony Carmine working on. I think we saw these on maybe the whips on the Discord. I remember seeing these before. The Magna Crown Men-at-Arms. Oh, this is the old model too. I like the books in the background as like a backdrop. Oh, the Oz themed miniatures here. Toto. They're all on the yellow brick road. That's a good touch. terrifying scarecrow. Is my hold on? Let me check something. Gotta check. Hey, Zachariah. Sorry, I gotta refresh my chat, I guess. Let me refresh my chat and see if that works. There we go. I knew I was missing something. I was like, when I was on this screen, I couldn't read over here. Oh, the wolf thing? The wolf in sheep's clothing? That is the promo for this month. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet, Bryce. This bad boy right here. What is the wolf thing from? Oh, to my knowledge, it's an old it's some old creature that showed up in like earlier editions of D&D, I think. And to my knowledge, it's like, yeah, the Fiend Folio. There we go, Zachariah. It's basically like a mimicky type thing, but like it takes the corpses of like animals and stuff. Like, so the rabbit it's a dead rabbit, and it's basically crawled into its body and, you know, infected it. And now it's using it as kind of like a puppet to lure people closer to it. And then it has like these eye stalks, and it like goes down into the ground. And it has like these huge teeth on the back of it. You know, it's kind of like it's very mimicky, but that's my knowledge, that it takes like corpses of animals and kind of infects them, and uses their bodies to like lure people in. And I would assume it uses bunnies because bunnies are cute, and so people will be like, oh, it's a bunny, and then eat them. It existed because the mimic covered almost every shape. Yeah, so like, you know, you have a chest, you have a bed, you have a tree, you have whatever it could be, you know, the mimic family. And so this more reminds me of like a parasite that infects its host and things like that, but it uses the host's dead body as like a puppet. So pretty much anything that dies on the stump. It's a pretty cool idea. And then here's the painted version by Daryl. See if I can get a bigger version. Oops. There we go. Here's the painted version by Daryl. So you can see a closer look at all the little bumps on this eye stalk. I love the eyes. I don't know that it's not very common eyes to have those like two dots in the middle of each eye. It's a very fun model. I also like that the blood around the eyes. It's so cute. The bunny is. But yeah, this is a very fun model. What a lovely creature. That's right. What was I gonna say? How many parts is it? It's one part. Comes as one piece, Pendrake. I have one on the wheel over here, I think. Or I had one. I mean, it's not gonna do much to show you, but so I don't have a close-up camera currently. But you can see here. Yeah, comes just like this, all in one piece. So, with big pointy teeth, like a vampire teeth, like a vampire rabbit. These might be pretty fun to like practice your eyes and stuff on as well. Might be pretty cool. But yeah. Oh, the Alchemist from Athena Mason, working on the Pathfinder Alchemist. I like this guy. I like his designs and his coat. He's very fun to cast too. He's very easy. Vampire Rabbit. Oh, somebody did a photo shoot. Hollis did a photo shoot out in the garden with the young mage, the elven, this this guy, this Radagast looking guy. That's creative. Flower pot photography. Ah, the werebear. Winnie the Pooh werebear. That's creative. This looks like something you would see in the quarterly contest, you know? Somebody doing the Winnie the Winnie the Pooh werebear. Winnie the Pooh werebear. From Piccolette. Might have to highlight that one. Currently playing a Celestial Warlock, Amanda says. She has 6 wings. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, so used... Oh, that's clever. So these wings on the bottom here, the wings that are going downwards, those are normally the angelic wings, but they turn them upside down. So normally they go the other direction, but they just flip them to turn it into the 3-tiered wings. That's pretty cool. Hey, Gray Mouser, what's up? That's a cool conversion. Also, never really heard of a Celestial Warlock before. That sounds awesome, though. Somebody Piccolette working on the Mossbeard. That's always a fun model. People don't realize how big this model is whenever you put it together. It's ginormous. It's a big model. Do you guys know the story about Mossbeard? Does anybody know the story of Mossbeard? I cannot wait to base this giant with human-sized or halfling-sized models for scale. Oh, you mean like around him? He was a putty catcher. That's right, Pendrake. This guy was yep. Wasn't he the sculptor's green stuff catcher? Yep, he was. He was Jason Weeby's green, like, putty catcher for many years. And then it slowly got built up over years and years and years. Which is awesome. I think that's such a cool story. Because back then, in the green stuff, you know, a model this size would not have been made in metal. Like, it was around the time of, like, the Bones 2, Bones 3 era, when plastic was still relatively new. And so, yeah, it's just a clever idea to, over the years, slowly build up something that's big. And then it got picked up and purchased, and it's awesome that it got made. So it's very cool. Has the cost of metal continued to go up? I haven't asked recently, but I know that it was going up, and obviously that's why the price of metal has increased. But obviously you've noticed that there hasn't been any metal new releases or anything like that. We can definitely tell a correlation of, you know, the pricing of everything, you know. But we used to have like 3 full-time casters just constantly doing metal. Now that's not the case, but is to put it into perspective. But I don't know if the market has stabilized or if it's still going up or not. I haven't asked or checked in on it recently. Yeah, the last metal release was Ed, number 4000, the Ed Tribute Mini from last year. I believe Dave said that will be the last metal model that we like make new or produce that's new. And to me, I think that's a fitting last model, of course. I think that is like the perfect last model. We'll still sell it, and we'll still, use it and things like that. But it like we'll still make metal, but no new ones. You know what I mean? It is the perfect last model. Mm-hmm. Just like the Rosendorf bus was another Weeby putty catcher. Oh, I didn't know about that. The Grudge, you mean? The Grudge? The Brush Destroyer? The Grudge? Ah, this guy, the Nightingale Bard from Scott. I like the color pattern on this one. I also like the really dark tones on like the robe and the cloth and just the general vibe of it. The stripe along the back of the head. And then the very bright sunflower on the lute in the middle. I like that it's kind of, it feels like it's almost radiating magically almost. The orangish color on the lute. I really like that. Add wings? Oh, never thought about adding wings to this, to be honest. I mean, I like his wings that he has, especially because it has the holes in the back to kind of let his wings out. But I never thought about adding like open wings to this. Never thought about that. Here's Wonderwall. Nice, Dr. Bob. Oh, I guess this isn't the right place to ask, but so for ReaperCon, I had somebody that was going to be running the Adventures League for DDAL for ReaperCon, but they recently found out that they won't be able to make it and that a lot of stuff is happening and they won't be able to manage it. So I didn't know if there's anybody here that's watching. I might as well just ask if anybody wants to help run DDAL, if you have any experience with that or anything like that, or if you know somebody in the DFW area or online that runs DDAL, just let me know. Yeah, Zach, ask at the store for me. It was one of the store guys that was going to be running it. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he can't do it anymore. But I just thought about it all of a sudden. I just thought I would ask. But yes. The owlbear, which the tour that I gave yesterday with all the homeschoolers, they were the first question they asked me when they walked through the door was, "Do you guys have any owlbears?" I mean, obviously the owlbear is probably a really popular thing. I mean, it is a really popular thing, but I'm thinking about it from the perspective of, young kids that are just coming in or just getting into D&D or just getting into tabletop role-playing games. This thing is an iconic creature, obviously. And with the Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, are you kidding me? My laptop froze again. Not froze, but it has to be the wireless card that's in it or something is going out. Oh, hold on. We might have been restored. It's letting me connect, so let me see. It still says it's connected. Test 1 2, test 1 2. It says it's connected, but it's not connected. Let me look over here. I don't know why that's doing that. Let me do that. Sounds unbearable. You just need to defrag it. I know. I just need to throw this out the window is what I need to do. Yeah, it has to be the connection, like the wireless card or something. Bling Bug Lips? Yeah, Bug Lips is all your fault. Big Bad Evil Guy. BBEB. We really love the Beholder back in the first edition days. This is definitely saved as a BBEG. Big Bad Evil Guy. Yeah. It's Skelliman's fault. Yeah, I believe I blame Skelliman. Well, I'll keep refreshing until we figure it out. It's not connecting. Yep. So what happens is that the Wi-Fi drops, and then it just says that it can't find any Wi-Fi anymore. That's what's happening. So I think it's some kind of capture card issue, or like wireless receiver. Sorry. What was I talking about? Was I talking about something? I was talking about something. I can't remember what I was talking about before I got distracted by my laptop. Yeah. The iconic owlbear. Oh yes. So that was the first question they asked when they came in, and obviously the Dungeons and Dragons movie came out recently, and I noticed obviously a lot more kids playing D&D. So it's just an iconic thing. So it's pretty cool. Oh, Zachariah, that's what I was going to ask. So Frey, I don't know if you know about this yet, but somebody that won a gift card on the Reaper Challenge League raffle offered to purchase a boat and give it to the store, because I believe you asked about getting a boat and painting it for people to use in the store. So I will likely have to go get that and put it in the store for you guys. So they took their winnings from the Reaper Challenge League and said that they would get a boat for themselves and purchase another one for the store. Yeah. I don't know if they want me to say who, but you have a boat for the store. All right. Well, it's getting close to time anyway, so I'll just look for a raid, I guess, as we get closer. We're probably gonna raid Steve Sketches again, obviously. He's doing his paint, his sketchathon. Sorry. Drew, who said Chaos Queen? So the ReaperCon hotel announcement. I talked about this earlier in the show, but so last Thursday we announced the dates and we showed the artwork and everything. And then on Friday they came to the Reaper to deliver the contract for us to sign and all that stuff. But Ron noticed that it was missing the 2025 year. So this contract was for 2024 and 2025. It was like a 2-year thing, but it was missing the sections with 2025. So Ron was like, "Oh, we gotta, get that amended and all that stuff." So they came in. Now they have to go and fix it, and then it should be coming. Hopefully next week is what I'm guessing. But I thought it was going to be this week was when they were going to come back. But I don't know. I don't know all the nitty gritty on how contracts work and how long they take to amend and draft and get the additions onto and things like that. So, but so yeah, that is the current holding pattern is that we're in. But we technically know the dates. It's going to be the same as Labor Day weekend. I'm pushing to add the Wednesday as an official date on the actual event page and things like that, so it's more of an official thing. Yeah, Zach. Yeah, you're right, Zachariah. Yeah. So it's what were the dates again, chat? I don't remember the exact dates, but I know it's Labor Day weekend. Let's see, August 28th through September 1st. There you go. Oh, to get the Reaper rate. Oh, yes. You're talking about when we are going to announce hotels. I see what you're saying. So Ron is waiting for when the contract's fully signed and done, and then he's going to give me a date on when he's going to turn the hotels on. So that So stay tuned for that. So I'll put it as an announcement everywhere, pretty much saying. And what I generally like to do is give a week ahead, like a week's notice. So like if I'm going to do it on a Friday, I'll do it the previous Friday, kind of an idea. So. I thought I see what you meant. I misunderstood. Yeah, so we're probably gonna be raiding Steve. Let me see what he's up to and see if he's. I don't know how much longer he's going, and things like that. Steve. Wait, is Steve Sketches on? Oh, I didn't follow him. I don't think on this account. Yeah, he's still on. Sorry, I didn't. Show next week for Reaper Live? Yes. ReaperLand? Yes, probably. Any news about the quarterly contest? Crows and Bones. I would expect an announcement on Monday for the new 90-day challenge, 90-day contest. The Reaper Miniatures 90-day event. So that will be coming out on Monday. Thought he was just about done. Well, it says that he has 28 minutes left on his queue. But I think he's going to go as long as he can, right? Doodles for donos. Yep, he's doodling all day. So if you want him to draw something for you, donate and put it in the queue of what you want to be drawn, and he'll doodle for you. So he's going to be on. So I think it's going to be fun. I think a sketchathon is always a good idea and fun. It's a fun thing to do. Let's see. Next Friday. We might do some test stuff next Friday for streaming from the game store and the studio at the same time. So I'm working on a new camera setup and things like that. So that way we can have the game store and, just have multiple cameras and swapping. And I'm going to be setting up some new stuff next week for stuff that's coming up. So that's exciting. I cleaned the studio a little bit. It's really kind of tidy in here again. Taped all the cords down and fixed some lighting stuff. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Do something fun or just relax. Do what you need. Yeah. I'll see you guys next week for some stuff. Ann will be back and all the normal shows next week. We'll be back for Reaper Live. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to be raiding Steve. Let me go back to the channel so I can actually raid. Let's see here. /raid. There we go. I started it. All right. Well, I'll see you next week. We'll do some more stuff next week as well. Just do more and more each week. Bye. Have fun.